everyone. Welcome to Saturday Awesomeness. I hope you guys are doing good. We are doing something a little different today. And it's something that I've been excited about for a few weeks intensely and a few months regular intensity, I guess. I don't know. For those of you that may be new to our channel, I'm Tatiana. This is Evan. He will be our Dwarven tech support today. I don't know why that's so funny. I guess it's funny if you know him in real life because he's very tall. And I'll be your game master. We are doing a custom D&D 5e 5th edition campaign. I'm saying all the words because they're up until a few months ago, they were all kind of new to me. All this stuff. And yeah, so I'm a little nervous. Can you tell? It's my first time being a GM, so I'm equal parts excited and equal parts nervous. But the exciting part of it is getting bigger and bigger because it's here. It's finally here, and I'm so excited. We have an awesome group of players. I have been so lucky with my first game to get these incredible people who are just as passionate about the world that I've created as I am, I think, which is awesome. So I crit on that one. I crit on that roll, let me tell you. Now, you may have seen a little bit in the intro video, a little bit about what the world is about. But I also wanted to just give you a quick verbal description. Essentially, we are in the world of Calanthe. There are 3 major dominions, 3 major territories, and 5 lower realms. And for the past, certainly a good chunk of the past 15 years or so, the lower realms have been at war with each other. About 5 years ago, the war ended. It's a little bit of a mystery as to why exactly, at least for the general public. But, you know, people have gone back to the way that things were, trying to, at least, certainly in the war-torn areas. And the Fifth Armistice Day is approaching. It's about a week away, which is 9 days in this world's time. When this mysterious man named Charles Tenley started putting up all these notices everywhere in Asternia that the ruling elder's daughter is missing, and more than that, he says that she's been kidnapped and she's in grave danger, and he wants people to come help him find her. And for those that don't want to do it out of their goodness of their own hearts, he's also offering 2,000 gold pieces to each person. So it's a huge sum. It's a huge sum. And so we start our story in Asternia, and so it begins. Before we fully begin, I wanted to give a quick thanks to all of the amazing and generous and talented artists whose work I have snagged off of the internet to help me in my inspiration and in my creation. Y'all are amazing. We will probably have a running list of everybody because there's so many. And me and Pinterest are like BFFs right now. BFFs. And I also want to thank the 2 DMs that have inspired me, who I am currently in one game with one of them, and the one that actually got me into it a few months ago, because without the 2 of them, I probably would have not been on this awesome journey right now. I also want to thank you, the players, because you guys are awesome already, and we haven't even begun. So I am so excited to go on this journey with y'all. And I also want to thank Evan, my Dwarven tech support, for running the stream while we do this, because I just could not do both at the same time. Bandwidth reached. And so, let's begin. Is everybody ready?
Aw, yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready.
We have a Murloc in our midst. I like it.
Murgle, lurgle, lurgle.
Okay. Here we go. So, we're in a land that is very calm. It's very bright. And you have the sense that you're almost just floating with happiness as you're walking here. And you see in the distance there's this land bridge that leads to a giant crystal. And there's pieces of the crystal that are also tethered to the crystal, to the main body of the crystal, but also the ground. But it looks like something is happening. Like the crystal just wants to sort of escape its tethers. You're walking around in this world and it's just so calm. And you look around and you see some people, and a few faces stand out at you. There's a tiefling, a human monk, a dwarf, dark elf, a human druid, and you feel this inexplicable pull towards these other people that you're walking around with. They feel very close and very far away. And all of a sudden there's this rumble. And the crystals seem to be just really separating and pulling at each other until there's an explosion. And now you're on a battlefield. And there's all these warriors. And there's rain. And people and chaos. And you sort of still see each other, but now you're trying to hide. You're not sure what's going on. Your heart is racing. It doesn't feel calm. It feels the opposite of calm. There's cold. And it's starting to get a little dark. And it's getting very dark. And you start to hear noises. And all of a sudden, you see what you understand is the sea goddess, Camua. Except she kind of looks like a druid. And there's these black birds all around her. And there's thunder and lightning kind of framing her in the background. And she's coming closer. She's whispering something. And her mouth isn't moving, but you can understand that there are words, and you get the sense that she is trying to urgently tell you something, but you're not sure what it is. And you're in this kind of black void, and you're not floating, you're not flying, but there's no solid ground underneath you. She's just whispering. And suddenly, it just stops. And you don't see anything at all. Now, Callum, Makaria, Sariel, and Shiala, you each awaken abruptly, but silently, remembering just bits and pieces, more feelings than anything else. Thrimby wakes up in a cold sweat, sits up, gasps for air, and as the morning fog clears from his eyes, he realizes that he's been dreaming, or maybe it was a nightmare. And he understood Camua's message all too well. She told him, "You have fared much because of me, and fear not, I have not forgotten you." Indeed, I have a gift for you. But it won't be enough for the journey that's ahead of you, so you should align yourself with others. And he becomes aware of his room again, and he hears a strange little noise. He looks over at his warhammer, just resting there by the bed, and it looks like it's sparking. So he rubs his eyes. He's not sure if this is still part of the dream. He gets up to get a closer look, and it looks like little tiny lightning and thunder is coming from it. He goes ahead and touches it, and there's a little spark that hits his finger. And then the warhammer returns to normal. Thrimby, go ahead and rename your warhammer to Camua's Might, if you would, please.
All right, Camua's Might.
You can sense that it's different, but you're not just sure what it can do yet.
Huh.
But you are absolutely certain that this is the gift that she spoke of. And then you have a grumbling in your belly. Reminds you that you're a little hungry. You start to get dressed, gather your things, and you have this inexplicable pull to go to a tavern just a few streets down. Probably because, whatever you ate last night here is just messing with you, and best not to try it again this morning, Plus, it'll be a good chance for you to spread the word of Camua to some new people.
All right. So, Thrimby, I guess, am I in like a town?
So, we are in Sola. This is the capital city of Asternia. And I'm just going to describe what's happening, and then I will let you all take it from there. So here we are at Molly's Folly. It's one of the best taverns in Sola. It's not in the good district, if you will, but the food is delicious, and the owners are fantastic. So everybody comes here. This is a typical morning. There's nothing too much out of the ordinary except 3 new faces. Callum is finishing up his breakfast at a table near the door. Shiala is eating at the bar. Sariel is attempting to lay low and relax in a corner of the tavern, but fortunately there is a group of giggling ladies that have overtaken the little seating area by the fireplace. And, they're jabbering away about Charles Tenley, because he's probably very handsome, even though literally nobody in Sola has ever met the man. But he's become a little bit of a celebrity in these past few weeks since his notices have come out. And Shiala is close enough to hear them talking, but she isn't trying to eavesdrop, right? So she catches only parts of their conversation. The barkeep, Gargs, is wiping down and cleaning the bar area. Now, there are a group of shady gentlemen playing dice, and they're arguing loudly every now and again in the corner by the stairs. Macaria is outside. She's debating whether to go in for a spot of food, because just as with the rest of the group, she felt an inexplicable pull to go to this tavern, and it made her do a detour on her way to Balant. But now that she's here, the urge is gone. So she's kind of just waiting it out, trying to figure out what to do. And she's already eaten, so she's definitely not hungry for that. And she can't help but overhear the conversation of a nearby nobleman recounting, very, very loudly recounting, his stories of traveling the world, which are mostly true, but, somewhat fabricated at the same time. So he's talking to this woman, and he's saying, since the war ended, I wanted to see the scars myself, really smell the death. Oh, yeah, I tell you, it smells awful, just awful, like rotting putridness. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're the worst. Yeah, there's this, thick, nauseating feeling, you understand, just to walk, because you're walking, around death, you know, he says. He's trying to impress her. I said, no, I'm here. Yeah, but I'm on my way to Balant, because I'm going to go meet Charles Tenley, of course. Now, the woman, of course, is completely uninterested in his stories. Until he mentions Tenley. And she's got an urgency in her voice, but Barras has forbid anyone to seek out Tenley. You might get jailed if he catches you. Oh, yes, but that's the thrill of it, you see. I want to know the real story. Who's this Tenley? Why does he have so much gold? I mean, 2,000 pieces a pop. That's a lot of money, and I tell you, that's no small feat. And Thrimby expediently walks by, mere steps away from Macaria, so consumed by his desire to get to the tavern that he almost notices no one else. I realized that I didn't show you any of the visuals because I'm a noob at Roll20. So we're going to do this super quick.
Okay.
How dare you?
Here you are on the land bridge. The battle.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is
pretty good,
Camula.
Ooh. Camula's a babe.
Cheating, girl.
The Sea of Goddess is excited by that comment. Here we are in the room
Hey, that's my hammer.
with the hammer.
And my bed is very well made. Very neat.
It's like almost squared off there, man.
That's dwarven bed making for you. The best beds ever.
Your
He
rug
like
is
brings out
stupid.
he brings out a ruler. Then again, it helps when you sleep on a slab of rock.
And here we are at Molly's Folly.
Nice.
I'm in a bush.
You're under a tree.
My mistake.
Where was this man that was boasting about
He's
seeing...
the D-bag with the feather head over here.
Oh, this
Right
guy.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. So he's
That's the guy.
outside. Okay.
That's the one.
Is he talking loud enough to like hear through the walls?
He is talking enough that you can hear through some of the opened windows at the front.
Ah.
So it's a nice day out then.
Very nice day.
Macaria's gonna approach the D-bag.
Get him.
And she is going to awkwardly hover around behind him because she doesn't know how to interrupt the conversation. And so she just keeps going, excuse me, sir? Sir?
Yes.
Sir? Yeah, oh, hi. Yes, hi. You mentioned Tenley. How are you going to find Tenley? I need to find him.
Oh, well, don't you worry your pretty little head about that. I have means and ways. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
No, I do not.
I am Briffic Byrne. And
Who is that?
that's, well, that's me. And he looks a little flustered and a little sad. A little sad that you don't know who he is. But
Okay,
you know,
well, that
he
sounds
kind of...
very impressive. How are you going to find him?
Well, I know where he is because I have a secret source who has told me where to find him, and so therefore I know where he is. You see.
Okay. Okay.
Are you
I'm gonna
looking
go
for him
inside.
too, or because I mean I'll probably get to him first, just to be clear.
Through your
But-
secret source?
But if you also know where he is, I mean we could maybe, and he kind of looks a little around, make sure nobody's hearing him, even though the woman's right across from him. But he kind of like leans down low a little bit and he starts whispering like, I mean, we could like go together if you're sure that you know where he is.
Like,
Then we could go together.
we could go, like, friends? Like, we'd be friends?
Well, of course. What do you take me for? Seriously. And he's kind of like, I mean, you know, he's a nobleman. Like, he looks at you as if, I mean, who? Why would he
I
ever?
like friends.
Yeah, friends, of course. Yes.
You have to introduce me to this secret source.
I thought you said you had a source.
My source, too, is secret.
Can Thrimpy stumble into this conversation?
Please.
Of course.
Okay. So Thrimpy is just like stumbling around. He's kind of groggy from having just woken up, and he stumbles into this conversation. And he just looks. I just look the guy in the eye, this noble, and I look at him and I squint and I say, "You could die. You could die today. Why make any plans?" And then I stumble into the tavern.
Now, as you do this, both you
Makaria is uncomfortable.
both you and Makaria have a sense that you have seen each other before, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Where you know each other from.
Thrimpy does a double take and then like goes back out and he's like, "I've seen you somewhere. Have I seen you somewhere?"
Makaria is still uncomfortable and backs into the dining area as far away from the weird dwarf as possible.
Thrimby, what do you do?
Thrimpy shrugs and then goes into the tavern as well, and yells to the what's this guy? Garg? Yells to Garg.
Gargs.
Garg, give me some grub.
Gargs makes a non-committal kind of noise and goes to get a plate.
All right, Thrimpy sits himself down at this table here.
And this nice lady comes over and hands you today's menu. So while you
I read
peruse...
the menu. Okay. Sorry, go on.
We'll come back. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Please hold.
Please hold as I write a menu.
Oh, I have the menu.
Oh, come on, Tatiana. I was gonna say you're the very detail person.
All right, I'll read you the menu
Makaria
and
sits
then
down at this table
as
so
you
she
decide.
can watch the weird dwarf from far away.
Meanwhile, Sariel, the ladies next to you are having now an argument about who is going to become betrothed to Charles Tenley. Like, this conversation has just gone out of control. And they're just getting louder and louder. And they've sort of started getting up from their chairs. And really, they're encroaching on your space a little bit. Would you like to do anything?
I think I'm gonna talk to him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say, "Hello, ladies."
They can't really hear you. They're really in very loudly arguing with each other at this point.
Hello, ladies.
Oh.
Jumps right in.
Hello. They kind of look at you not with disdain necessarily for like who you are, but rather that you have intruded on their space, and look at you expectantly.
I'm sorry to intrude. I heard you talking about Lord Tenley, and I was wondering if you knew where I might find.
The lady in the blue dress stands up and she says, "No, but we've been looking for him because I have a present that I made him. Do you know, if you find him, can you let him know that I have something for him? And he just needs to come to Molly's Folly and look for Nora."
Sure, I will do that.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Does anyone else happen to know where he is?
And they look at you and they shake their heads, but they're very excitedly shaking their heads, expecting you to tell them maybe some new information about Tenley.
All right, well, thank you. Goodbye.
And they kind of look confused as you leave them. Go back to their arguing.
Callum notices the tiefling It sits at the table across from him and kind of notices her shifty eyes and how she's focused on a object behind her or a person. Kind of looks over while he's chewing on some food, looks back at her, goes, "Everything all right?"
I think that dwarf threatened to kill a man.
Oh, is that so? Well, I mean, thankfully threats are only words. But if he tries something, you can always go grab the guards.
I'm just gonna keep my eye on him. Don't worry. You're fine. You stay there. I can see him from here. If he makes any moves, I'm not sure what will happen, but I'm gonna watch him.
All right. Well, I feel much safer under your watchful eye.
Macaria looks at him awkwardly.
And Callum goes back to eating his food, calm and collected like nothing just happened.
Makaria, are you just watching or listening to the nobleman now, or
No, I'm keeping my eye on the weird dwarf man that threatened to kill us all.
what the? Shiala?
Alright, so you said the ladies up in the upper left there, they're going back to their talking loudly, arguing.
Yes.
Shiala is trying to enjoy her meal and is kind of getting taken out of her concentration by their particularly loud arguing. So she just gets up, walks over there, and just kind of yells at them to shut up. So she's gonna walk over here and just be like, "Shut up!"
Well, I never.
Never shut up? I can tell.
How rude!
Nailed it.
The one in the pink turns around, sits down, but shuts up. And the other ladies sort of just look at you as if they have never been told to shut up ever in their lives.
She's going to just give them all a hard glare and just let that speak for the rest of her.
The half-orc barkeep kind of chuckles. Yeah, they have it coming. They're in here every week, just blaring up, just mucking up this place with their giggling and their stupid stories. And then he kind of just goes back to what he was doing.
Why does everyone here hate happiness and fun?
Yeah, how dare they have a good time?
How dare they laugh and giggle?
Who wants a good life? Ugh.
It's the worst.
Who wants life?
So do they all kind of calm down from that?
They turn away from you and sort of speak in a quieter tone, but if you were to walk away right now, they'd probably pick up in noise in a few moments back up to where they were.
Alright, Shiel's just gonna go grab her plate and then sit on this bench here and watch them.
The woman in the blue dress, Nora, as it were, kind of glances at you every now and again and sort of shushes everybody, to more quieter levels every now and again as they get excited. And then they're not talking about Tenley anymore.
Alright, well, Shiel's just gonna go back to eating. She's not really gonna stare at them the whole time, but she maybe turns her back to him, starts eating over at the table here, just scoots the bench over and eats there, but just kind of maintains her presence because they're very clearly chatty sorts, and she wants to keep them in line.
Job well done.
Well, she doesn't normally mind chatter. She's just trying to eat her breakfast in peace.
It is very early in the morning, and the other patrons are silently thankful for your interference. Thrimby, here's what's on the menu.
Yes.
Patiently waiting.
As a baked goose and dried cherry with a glass of wine. You have some salted.
Wine in the morning?
I mean,
Of course.
I mean, I am a dwarf.
10? Why are you questioning?
I can hold off on.
You just
on
told a man he was gonna die today, and you're worried about wine in the morning.
What kind of dwarf are you?
Drinking wine at all.
I can hold off on letting you know what's on the wine menu if you.
Okay. Alright. Food then.
You're
What
not
do we got for food?
Just for food, okay. We have some salted duck and lentils. Yum yum. Got a boiled crab and dried peas, which you've had before. It's pretty good. Dried sausage and buckwheat biscuits. We have some roasted goose with mustard and soft cheese. Fish soup. And their special, blackened frog.
Ooh. I'll have the fish soup. Ooh, fish reminds me of my home city.
But that's
Those are-
okay in the
It's a
morning.
different time. Fish soup is great in the morning. Great for your constitution. That's why I have so much of it. Fish soup every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Great. The waitress goes and grabs a nice bowl of thick soup. It's got some small chunks of fish in it, barley, some onions. And she plops it down there in front of you. And she asks, anything to drink with that?
You got barley beer?
Barley beer.
This is a tavern, right? You gotta have beer.
We got a tankard of mead, cider, ale. We've got a light brown lager. That's pretty good. Call it the vulture lager.
Thrimby kind of like ignores the waitress and puts his and turns his face right at Gargs, and he's like, Gargs, cider.
Gargs makes a non-committal sound.
All right,
And
and
just goes
Thrimby
back.
nods dismissively to the waitress.
And she leaves.
And Thrimby eats the soup unhygienically.
Just like
Unhygienically.
stuff his face into the bowl.
That
It's
was
like-
a given, you dirty
He
slut.
uses the same hand that he's been using to scratch his ass and all that.
Aw,
Like unhygienically.
Yes, for those of you that maybe haven't seen this, Thrimby is scratching his ass under his pants and touching the menu with the same hand. FYI.
typical dwarf.
Typical dwarf. Yep.
Would
Especially
Lucaria
dwarves.
recognize any either of the other two that are like in her line of sight? Would she recognize them from the dream or no?
Yes. So all of you look familiar to each other. It's unclear as to where you know them from. And you feel compelled to be around these people, but you're just not sure why. And this goes for all of you. And I'm just going to get to Sariel's comment. They do not have any bread bowl soup. The fish soup is the only soup that they have. And there's no lamb, just the frog and the goose, the duck, the crab.
Okay, by the way, Thrimby switches to a different seat over here at his table, and he's just like staring at Callum, trying to remember where. He's just like staring straight at
I was
Callum,
just gonna do the same
trying to
thing to
remember where
Saria.
he's seen this guy.
I literally was gonna be like, she makes hard eye contact and won't look away.
Sariel,
She
do you
just
notice?
watching all of them.
Do you notice Macaria trying to bore into your skull with her eyes?
I feel like this person whose table I sat at keeps trying to talk to me, but I'm just ignoring him entirely and just staring at this girl that I see. Just hard eye contact.
I do notice Macaria, and I bring my bowl of duck, or plate of duck. I'm sorry. Was it? I
The salted duck. The salted duck and lentils. Good choice.
Okay.
Good choice.
And I bring it over to her table, and I sit down, as if invited, and I say, "Hello, you look familiar."
Hi. Hi. Yes. I feel like you look familiar too. Sorry for staring.
It's all right.
So, who are you?
My name is Sariel. Who are you?
You know, my name's Macaria. I just got here. Why do you look familiar?
I don't know. I don't know why you look familiar to me either. Have we
You know
met?
that dwarf over there?
The rude one?
Yeah, he tried to kill us all, I think. But he said he knew me.
Huh. I don't... He looks familiar. but
Why
I
is
don't-
this seated man casually sliding across the bar?
He's in a wheelchair. All right, don't make fun of him.
Aww.
This building is not ADA accessible, I would know.
No, that guy could die at any moment.
He
He has a
finished his
very
meal.
special
You know,
wheelchair.
he's going home.
I love it so much.
An invisible wheelchair.
I'm sorry for breaking the scene.
No, it makes it feel more alive having NPCs actually walk around while we're talking and stuff.
You mean roll.
Slide.
Yeah.
Where were we?
The rude dwarf.
Oh, yes. He said that he recognized me, and I feel like I recognize him too, but I don't want to tell him that because I think he's a murderer.
I don't know. This guy over here looks familiar too. Hello, what's your name?
Oh, I guess I'm moving.
Just jumps right over the tables.
Callum, who's still kind of picking at his breakfast plate, just looks up kind of slowly and says, "Oh, hello. Can I help you with something? Do you know her?" I look over at Macaria. I mean, are you guys together? Do you need those seats? Should I go?
No, I just thought you looked familiar for some reason, and I was wondering who you were. I'm sorry.
It was her
hello.
idea to come over here.
It's no worries at all. My name's Callum. I am enjoying my breakfast, as you can see.
Nice to meet you,
Uh,
Callum.
It's nice to meet you as well.
This
What,
is my new friend, Macaria.
Oh, hello. I think we met earlier. It was a little more. It was a little more. How do I put it? Spontaneous, I guess. But yeah, if you guys want to join me, you can. Those seats were empty for a reason, so feel free. I'm just gonna go back to eat my food. If you need anything, just let me know.
Is this the D-bag with the secret source that just moved in here?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so as soon as he comes in, I'm like, oh, that's the guy! He knows how to get to Tenley, I think. Or he's lying. I don't really know, but I need to get to Tenley.
Tenley, I'm trying to find him too.
Do you have a secret source?
I do not. I wish I did. Let's go bug that guy again. See if he.
Oh, he's so close to the dwarf, though.
Wait, hold on. Oh, she's gone. Macaria, so that was your name, right?
Yes.
Aquaria?
Yes, that's me.
This is pretty odd, but I need to see Tenley too.
What do you need to see him for?
Oh, well, that's not really something I can share with a stranger, but I have my reasons.
Okay, do you know how to find him?
I don't know. I mean, I was hoping I did. I mean, I don't think I do.
Me either.
So as this conversation is happening, Zariel is walking up to Briffic Byrne, who is still talking this poor woman's ear off about his adventures. And he kind of stops short when Zariel gets all up in his face. Yes?
Hi, I'm Sariel. I'm looking for Tenley. I heard that you might know where he is.
Oh, of course. I definitely know where he is.
Awesome. Could you take me to him? I also have a couple of friends that want to come too.
Oh,
And I say this loud enough so that the dwarf hears me, by the way. I'm like super loud right now.
Yeah, I think at this point, Shiala is also pricking her ears up because she is also looking to find Tenley.
Yeah, Thrimby gets up out of his seat and he goes to Sarl. He's like, "Yeah, I'm friend. We need to find Tenley. Yeah."
I kind of back away from him a little bit. Well, hi.
Thrimby's beard is full of fish and he smells
Ugh.
terrible.
I back up a little bit further.
Macaria stands by Sariel just in case the weird dwarf tries to kill him.
poor Three.
He did this to himself.
Now, as Briffic starts talking about Tenley and all of the other patrons hear you all being interested in Tenley, everyone else sort of shifts uncomfortably in their seat because even though he's a celebrity, the Elder has denounced him, and so as much as they want to talk about him, they definitely don't want to find him. It's more of a, something they'd rather post, something that they would rather talk about at length, but don't actually want to do anything about. And so Briffic is super excited to speak about Tenley because he's gotten that reaction for the entire past week that he's told people he's looking for Tenley. So he kind of stands in the middle, raises up his hand, and he goes, "Well, I know where Tenley is, and I can definitely travel with you to his location."
Can I roll an insight on him? Because I don't feel like he's being completely truthful.
Go for
And
it.
at this point, Shiala's just gonna get up and start walking over towards them as well. She's just gonna kind of stand kind of back behind the... She doesn't seem to be too worried about him.
But who will stop the giggling?
She has darts.
May I,
Yes,
Insight
please
this
roll
man.
an insight check. Yes, you definitely get a sense that he is lying, but only about part of it. He is definitely looking for Tenley, but he has no clue where he is any more than the rest of you do.
Macaria whispers to Sariel, except she's not very good at whispering. That guy's definitely lying, and you have pretty hair.
If you can each do a intelligence check for me, please.
just straight
Oh,
intelligence?
All of us?
Yes.
Alright. Alright.
I am
That's a
not
horrible
intelligent.
roll.
Oof.
I
This
felt
man's
that.
totally
oof.
trustworthy.
That's about as much as I thought you'd get.
That's a proper oof right there.
So, Thrimby and Shiela, you know about the fact that Charles Tenley is, about his notices, but you heard it from other people. Makaria, Colum, and Sariel, you've actually seen the notices, and you all remember that he mentions that there is a camp on the outskirts of Balant that he would like you to meet him at. And Makaria, you think that you remember a little bit of the details, but you would need to be near Balant to truly, fully figure out if anything looks like what was described in the notice. So you for sure know that you have to get to Balant. Whereas Shiela and Thrimby are unclear as to where in Asternia to find him. They just know that it's somewhere west of Sola.
Alright, I'm one of the ones that knows this, right?
Yes.
Okay, I kind of walk up and I grab Callum's hand and Makaria's hand and lead them over here to this little group.
Oh, hold on one second. I have some stuff that I need to bring with me. Let me just grab my stuff. And I'll be right over. And he kind of shovels some more food in, and then takes a big, deep gulp of his water and slams it down, and then, puts on his pack and his staff, and he's like, walks over. He says, "Okay, now it's important that you needed to grab my hand."
Alright, I start whispering. So you all are looking for Tenley, and this guy over here is obviously lying to us, so I don't think that I should tell him this, but I just remembered that I saw a notice and there's a camp somewhere on the outskirts of Balant, and I think we have to go there.
Right. That was the notice. I completely agree.
Makaria whispers to Callum, "Don't stand near that dwarf, he's weird. Also, you smell like fresh honey."
Oh, thanks, I guess, but that was also pretty weird, so I don't think you should judge.
Fair.
Shiala is just looking at all these people like they're aliens to her because they are all acting a little weird.
Hey, Makaria. Have you seen the lavatory?
No, I've mainly just been watching the dwarf since we came in.
Oh, darn it. I go over to the barkeep. Hey, barkeep. Where's the lavatory?
Gargs makes a non-committal sound and points to the outside.
Oh, wonderful. Alright, well, I'm gonna go find a tree, and I'll be right back.
Is that why I
No.
was in the tree when we started?
She have a nervous bladder.
when Sariel starts to walk out, I'm like, I think there's already a hole dug. Just okay, bye.
So while she heads out, all of a sudden, one of the gentlemen that is playing dice stands up and he says, "Hey, you stole my coin purse." And the guy next to him, he goes, "What? I didn't touch your coin purse." And then Briffic looks down and he says, "Hey, my coin purse is stolen too." And Sariel, you may have passed by a shady-looking elf on your way out as you hear this commotion in the tavern.
Sariel's AFK. She's going to the bathroom in real life.
I haven't actually left
Oh.
yet.
Alright.
Lies.
I was about
Never
to,
trust
and
a
then it was
dwarf.
interesting, so I stayed.
Dwarves know all about bathrooms.
So, before I start to pee, I jump out of the trees and I say, "Hey!"
Wait, are you?
The pants are
not
on,
even
to be
mad.
clear.
Okay, I was I was going to say, I'm not even going to ask.
I did not start to pee yet.
Oh god.
Briffic runs
Also,
out,
stop making me laugh.
and so does the other gentleman, as they've kind of heard some of the commotion and realize what has been happening through the open windows. What do you do, Sariel?
I hold up my hand, and you see sparks starting in my hand as I ready a firebolt. And I tell this guy, "You look suspicious. What are you up to?"
Nothing. I was just heading home. Nothing at all, which makes him sound very suspicious.
Oh, really? Why do I hear so many coins on you?
Coins? I don't know what you're talking about. And he tries to put his hand sort of around his waist like he's holding something and trying not to hold it at the same time.
Thief! There's a thief here!
No, you've got the wrong person. I haven't stolen anything. I wasn't even in the tavern. He just starts just jabbering gibberish and kind of backs up into the wall. Briffic is upon him. I demand you give me my coins at once.
Can Thrimby just run up and tackle him?
Give
Right
me
into the wall.
a strength check and a athletics check, please.
Strength and athletics, or either?
Both, please.
Both. Okay, here's athletics. And here's strength. Rolls out of the way.
Wow.
So
Strongest
Damn.
dwarf there ever was.
Too much wine in the morning.
So Thrimby's is still a little shooken up by the dream, and all. You know, still kind of unsteady on his feet. He runs fairly quickly, but not too quickly at the elf, and so the elf has a little bit of time to sideswipe half of his tackle, and then he ends up mostly just falling into the elf more so than tackling him, and manages to grab a hold of the elf's waist, which of course is holding quite a few coin purses, if you will. And as he sort of latches onto him, the elf sort of loses his grip, and the coin purses just fall right down on the floor. And Briffic says, "Hey,
it's
that's my
raining
money!"
Oh, it's raining gold. It's raining gold.
All right, thief, hand them all over.
It's just going to kind of walk out here now.
And the elf is, "Oh, how did those get there? That's weird." And then he turns around and books it like the wind, leaving all the money behind.
Shiala's going to take off after him.
Callum will be like, "Hey, I don't think that's necessary. He's already left all the gold. She's gone." Okay.
She is probably faster than him. I don't know if she can catch him or not.
Oh no, he's not running. He was gonna let him go.
No, Shiala took off after him.
I think he's saying, are you asking if Shiala can catch the elf?
Yeah, I'm asking if Shiala can catch up to him, because I mean, she is very fast.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and try to grab the thief's ankles as he's running away and try to trip him.
Shiala, tell me what you would do if you caught him.
She is basically going to try and catch up to him, maybe even pass him and just stand in his way. She's not going to overtly try to attack him, at least not yet.
Okay. So what happens as Sariel is doing her mage hand is you run you're almost at the elf, and her mage hand picks up his ankle and pulls it up, effectively stopping him in his tracks. He falls to the ground, his face thuds down just as you reach him.
Alright, she's just gonna go ahead and try and pin him down, make sure he doesn't try and get up and run away again. Because as far as I can tell, just because you dropped the coin purses you stole doesn't mean you didn't steal them. So that's why she ran after him.
This guy over here looks like some kind of a soldier or something. This guy?
This one. Yes, he is a city guard.
Awesome. So I have to control this mage hand, but does somebody want to run over and tell that city guard that we caught a thief? We caught him red-handed.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. I know some people around here.
Awesome.
Callum kind of walks over to the guard. It's like, hey, can I bother you just for a minute?
The guard turns around, and he's been zoning out listening to this commoner complain about something or other. So he kind of looks at you, and he's a little glazed eyes, and he's like, yeah, what?
Do I recognize this guy at all?
Give me a perception check, please.
Okay. Perception.
Nice.
Wow, you know him, his parents, his grandparents.
You once dated his daughter.
Oh my.
I hope he's not that old.
He's a mid-30s human, I would say. So probably never dated. This is someone that you have seen many years ago when you were at the Elder's Court, and you are pretty sure that he was one of the guards there, but he was kind of a dick. So you're not surprised that he's just sort of on like regular road duty right now,
Yeah.
and that he's no longer with the Elder, but you don't remember his name or what his rank used to be, but you're definitely familiar, and you know that he's a dick for sure.
Okay. So when I see him and I recognize him, he's all like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, hey man. You probably don't recognize me. It's been years. I remember seeing you at the Elder's Court. How you doing?"
The guard kind of puts his hands down. He kind of looks a little nervous, looks around. He goes, leans in close. He's like, "What? Nobody knows I used to work there. What?" Shh.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
I won't mention it. But yeah, it was just nice to see a friendly face. I've been away for a while. But we actually have a little bit of a disturbance over here. There was some hinkiness going on with stolen gold pouches. Anyways, the guy was apprehended with some neat tricks and like a really muscly woman. So if you want to like come over here and kind of check it out, like I'd really appreciate it, man. Like I remember you being just top notch when I met you last.
This you can tell that he's about to put some swagger on when he hears you say that. He goes, "Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I was a shit back then. Stolen gold, you say, right? Is that what I heard? Yeah, let's go."
Yeah, let's go, buddy. And I clap him on the shoulder. Kind of walk with him.
Yeah, he kind of looks at your arm like, "What the fuck?" Okay.
Hey, no worries, man.
You know, he doesn't want you to like let out on his secret, you know, because he's told everybody that he's a, you know, veteran in the war and everything, so he doesn't want anybody to know that he was demoted. Okay.
Hey, that's cool, man. We all start somewhere. No worries. Anyways, so these, I think these two here were the ones that kind of had the problem with the stolen gold. The dwarf on the ground tried to apprehend him, but he didn't really do too well. But the guys in the alley back there, so yeah, I'll let you do your thing. Kind of give him a wink and another clap on the shoulder.
The guy from the dice table sees the guard, and he's instantly like skedaddles out of there. He's like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you." He already took his gold pouch, and he runs. He books it inside the tavern. Like, he does not want to deal with the law right now. Meanwhile, Briffett kind of comes up to him. He's like, "Oh yes, guard. This man has stolen all of my money, and now I have it back. But he stole it all earlier, and then I have all of this gold, and he has picked up most of the pouches on the ground. He's now holding them in his hand, claiming that it is his gold."
Oh, that's not completely true. I know that there were a couple other people that were complaining about lost pouches, so only like one of these is his.
Briffett kind of looks abashed. He's like, I mean, right? No, just this one is mine. These are I just found them with him." And he clumsily tries to hand over the gold to the guard, who takes them and looks at all this gold in his hand. And he goes, "Oh yes, very good, thank you. Yes, and where's the thief?"
Right. So Shiala at this point I'm guessing she can hear all of them talking over there.
Yes.
Around the corner. Alright, so she's gonna try and pick this guy up and like walk him over there towards.
Give me a strength check, please.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
there's those muscles.
So describe how you're carrying him over there.
She's just gonna kind of get him up onto his feet and then like hold it and like his arms behind him in one of her hands and just kind of like push him in the head of her.
Okay. So Shiala brings the perpetrator over to the guard. The guard looks at him and goes, "Oh yes, very fine work, citizens. Thank you for apprehending this criminal."
Does he not sound very enthused or?
Give me an insight check, someone, or a perception.
I'm gonna go with perception.
So Shiala and Makaria, you can tell that this guard he appears to know this elf. There's recognition in his eyes. But Callum, you believe that he's just a little off his game because, you know his secret, if you will. But either way, there's something fishy about it.
Yeah, plus his back's turned to me, so I can't really see his face anyways.
But the guard says, "Okay, well, I'll go back in the tavern and see if this gold belongs to anybody, and then we'll deal with you, elf." Yeah. And so he motions to you, Shiala, to bring the elf in if you. All right. If you're able to.
Yeah,
there.
She's just gonna follow him. She doesn't really trust him, obviously, but just gonna follow him because she doesn't see any reason not to.
And so they go into the tavern, and the guard's just seeing who else is missing a coin purse, and the gentleman at the bar kind of goes and says one of the bags is his, and so he's dealing with all of that. Meanwhile, outside, Briffik is stowing his coin purse, and he looks at all of you out there, and he says, "Oh, thank you so much for your help." And he goes to the dwarf and he goes, "You, sir, that was magnificent. Thank you so much for your help."
Well, I mean, it was kind of but okay.
Well, thank you, sir. You got light-looking bones and a thin skull. Take care of yourself.
Brific looks confused because he's rather portly gentleman.
I was actually about to ask about that. What does this guy look like?
He is he's let me show you
Ah, prepared for everything.
what he looks like. Let's see, should be seeing this momentarily here.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
That is Brific.
He's-
Brific Brand.
He's got
not
some
at
chins.
all as you described, Squid.
I still think he's got a thin skull, easily cracked open. Like
He
a
looks
raw
like
egg.
He looks like a really tall dwarf.
Nah. Dwarves are so much cooler.
Well, I mean, he's got no beard, so that takes away from it.
He looks like a
Oh.
human if you took the human and stretched it.
Like, why does he need a beard? He's got 7 chins.
He's very well fed. He is a happy, jovial soul who has not known a hard day's work in his whole life.
And that's what makes him have a thin skull.
I was gonna say, other than maybe walking around.
So, Brific continues. I hear you're all looking for Tenley, and I have rented the last carriage out of Sola, and I was going to depart to Balant momentarily, and if you would all join me, I would love it. And he sounds genuine to all of you, but most of you, except with the exception of Thrimby, realize that he's probably just looking for bodyguard assistance on the way to Balant, because you never know what these roads are like.
I walk
Oh,
up to him and I say, I think we might allow you to come with us. However, our services won't be cheap. I'm sure a man of your wealth and wonder can afford to take on such bodyguards on your journey.
Oh, you mistaken. No, I am asking you to come with me, for I have the last carriage out of Sola, you see, and so, and then he lowers his voice and he looks at you and he says, okay, how much do you want?
What would be a good amount?
Thrimby
You get
butts
divisible
in.
by 5.
Yes, Thrimby butts in, and he's like walking on a carriage. He's some kind of soft boy. Well, look, you can have as many bodyguards as you want. If a lightning bolt hits you from the sky, you're dead either way. So you don't have to pay me. We'll just be travel companions. God bless Camu. Camu will bless us all.
Make it divisible by 4.
So
All right, so 100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces for a day's ride? Pfft. And he half turns away, kind of indignantly.
Do you
Shiala's kind of
place
getting.
such
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry? Do you place such little value on your own safety?
Safety is an illusion.
Shiala, what did you want to, or what did you
Shut
want
up,
to say? Is Shiala saying something or doing something?
Shiala is starting to get a little annoyed at having to hold this guy while the guard's still collecting money. Is there any way she could just kind of like try and knock him out? She just doesn't want to be standing there holding him for the rest of the day.
Well, you have a few options. If you would like to knock him out, if I could get you to give me a strength check. Otherwise, you can speak to the guard or just let him go.
I guess she would try speaking to the guard first and say, "Hey, I don't really want to stand here holding this guy forever. Can you do something about him?"
And the guard turns to you and says, yeah, I got him from here.
And she just kind of shoves him towards him. She goes over and grabs her stuff from next to her chair and then walks back outside because she hears all this talk of travel. Got all of her backpack and everything.
All right, so Shiela joins the group as they are negotiating a fair amount for traveling together, maybe as bodyguards for this Brific guy.
Shiela's just gonna ask him, "Are you providing food?"
Food? I mean,
Food.
the
stuff you eat.
I mean, it's just a day's ride. It should be, it shouldn't be that
That's
long.
Not what I asked.
Good sir, I hope you don't expect hungry bodyguards to be ready and able to come to your aid should anything happen.
Can I have a persuasion check from both of you, please?
Sure. This isn't gonna go well. Oh, it's not bad.
Brific is kind of put off by Shiela's blunt demeanor of how she asked the question, but Sariel is more the type of nicety. Her tone is something that he's more used to from the people that he deals with back home, and so he's much more able to acquiesce to her. And so as he says this, he's looking straight at her, and he says, "Oh no, of course not. No, I will provide you with meals and even lodging if you want."
Shiela just nods to that.
Awesome, I believe we all accept your offer.
Great. All right. Well, the carriage is this way, and then we don't have to worry about any of the other gold, he says, and he starts walking really fast away.
Say gold?
That's right.
Wait, he didn't agree to the 100 gold pieces?
He kind of muttered as he was walking away. Did you want to ask him to clarify anything?
To be clear, you will be paying us 100 gold pieces and food and lodging, correct?
You hear him sigh, and you see his shoulders slump down. Yes. Yes, I will. And you all head off.
Shiela just quickly introduces herself. "Oh, I'm Shiela, by the way."
Hi, Shiala.
Oh,
I
hey
like
there.
your muscles.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, springing into action like that. I'm Callum.
Nice to meet you all.
Before we leave, does anybody need to do anything in Sola of the shopping kind? And it's okay if you don't.
Is there a stuff we can buy list?
There is many such a thing. So are you saying that you would like to go to the market, perchance?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind looking at some baubles.
Okay. So you bring up this to Brific. You'd like to visit the market, and his eyes light up, and he goes, "Oh yes, it is my most favorite place in Sola. Let's go."
Shopping trip.
So that's right. So this is the general marketplace in Sola, and there's a variety of things you can find here, and there are some bigger shops on the edges of the market. On the inside, it's mostly food vendors and such, but you do have a few key stores that you've heard of that you might potentially like to visit. The first is the general shop called the Ninth Life. Then you've got the Majestic Skeleton, which is of course sells some armor and weapons. The Soul Apothecary, got your potions and such, and the Dark Flame, where you can find all sorts of magic stuff.
I forgot to roll for gold, so I don't have any gold right now.
Oh no.
I am also destitute.
You can still window shop and roll for gold later.
No!
I'm not poor. I want to go to the armor place.
Sariel, if you would like to figure out what your gold is while we go to the I'm sorry, what did you say, the armor place?
Yes, please.
To the Majestic Skeleton, then we can certainly go ahead and you can go ahead and do that while we do that. So, you amble yourself over to the Majestic Skeleton, and you walk in. There is a gnome, potentially proprietor, you have no idea. He's just sort of miling about, kind of cleaning, kind of just moving one item from one area and putting it in another place, and then moments later taking it from that place and then putting it back into the other place that it was previously at. And an assortment of other things, armor and weapons of all kinds there. Some that look a little more shiny than others, but it feels like there ought to be a better selection or a bigger selection, and it just kind of looks a little sparser than one might think from the Majestic Skeleton. Would you like to speak to the gnome or just look around?
I will speak to the gnome. I just kind of say like, oh, hey, any recommendations? I'm hoping to go adventuring soon.
The gnome looks back at you, kind of frowns, looks you up and down. You can't afford anything in here.
Well, that's rude. How do you know what I can afford?
He kind of grunts and he says, look, the cheapest thing we've got is a mithril chain shirt, and that's selling for like 900 gold pieces.
Well, you are correct, sir. I can't afford anything in here. And I just stomp out.
Okay, does anybody else want to go shopping?
Don't go to that store.
Do you tell the others what has transpired in the Majestic Skeleton?
Nah.
Okay.
She all just kind of waits around in the general area, looking around, not really looking at anything to buy, just at people.
Okay, it's a little people watching. I like it.
Yes.
I want to go to the potion shop.
Go into the potion shop.
Is there anything
Can't
less expensive
afford
than
anything
900
here.
gold?
Not in that shop. Not according to the gnome. Okay, so you head over to the Soul Apothecary.
Oh,
Yes?
sorry. I want a blanket. I get cold a lot.
Okay, we will. Are you also at the Soul Apothecary looking for blankets, or would you like to go to a different shop for that?
I can wait, I guess.
Okay. Is anybody else going to the potion shop?
Yeah, Callum will go.
Trimby will also people watch.
Look at all these people. They're gonna be dead at any second.
If an earthquake just like opened up the ground right here, what can you do? You can't do anything.
Jump.
This is being smote.
Is Thrimby quietly people watching like Shiala, or is he sermonizing?
Oh, he would be sermonizing. He would be going to random people and asking about death and what they think of it. That kind of stuff, you know. That start with the light questions, get your foot in the door, and then like bam later. But you know, you start with the. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to die? What would you do if you were going to die tomorrow? You know that you could die tomorrow, right? You know that you could just be going about your business and then you could have a hemorrhage and then you could die tomorrow. You know, then you advance from there. He's thought this through, very strategic. He does this a lot.
And Shial is just kind of sitting there, like, obviously not quite annoyed so much as embarrassed almost that she happens to be associated with Thrimby.
Okay, so Makaria and Cullum are at the Soul Apothecary, and there is a pleasant halfling woman there, and as her little door chimes when you first walk in, she welcomes you. Has a huge smile on her face, and she says, "What can I get you? We've got some elixirs of health, we've got some potion of climbing, we've got some potion of healings, and oh, today's special, I have a potion of resistance against fire. It's going for half price, mostly because I have an overstock, but you don't need to know that. Oh, I just told you."
You're pretty upbeat. I like you.
Oh, why, thank you. Look at you, such a nice gentleman. You have such good manners. I love it.
Oh, you know, I try. It's good smile and some kind words can get you everything.
That is very true. Well, what can I get you today?
Well, I was kind of tagging along. I think my friend here, you know, the one with the horns, I think she was kind of looking around. I'm normally a bit more hands-on when it comes to my apothecary stuff. You know, I like picking it fresh, but I'll see if you've got anything that grabs my eye. Thank you for the help, though.
Did you just call me the one with the horns?
Yeah, do you not have horns?
There is more to me than my horns.
I wasn't saying that there was anything less to you. I mean, to be fair, I hardly know you, so that's probably the most telling feature you've got at the moment. But we can sit down sometime and get to know each other better. If you're that upset about it, we can talk about it.
I walk away.
Okay.
Smooth.
Out of the store or just away from him?
Just away from him.
I kind of lean over to the shopkeep and I go, "That happens a lot." And I kind of go walking around the store too.
I hear that and I say, "And I don't need a resistance to fire potion. I'm a tiefling."
Oh, is that with or without horns? I'm still unclear.
I am angry. I ask how much the potions of healing are because my friend is going to need some shortly.
Well, dearie, for you, 40 gold. For him, it's the regular 50. And she winks at you.
I buy one out of spite.
Alright. Go ahead and
Bite purchase.
add a potion of healing and deduct 40 gold for me, please.
Thank you very much.
Do you happen to have any healing kits, herbalism kits, anything like that?
No, unfortunately, we just sell mostly potions here. But you might want to try either the Dark Flame or the Ninth Life. But I can't guarantee because, there's just been so many people coming through Solo recently. It's been great for business. Which is why I bought all of those different potions for fire resistance. But apparently nobody really wants to buy them. So now I just have an overstock. Did you want one? It's 50% off.
Well, how much is 50%?
That's half of 100, dear.
Well, you didn't give me a price. You said 50% off. I was trying to clarify.
Macaria giggles while this conversation happens.
That's 150 gold. It's normally 300, but it goes for 150 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think it'll you'll still have an overstock for a while. But I appreciate your help. You've been real swell. But yeah, this is a real great shop. I love what you got with all the potions, and you're real nice. I mean, you got that going for you. So I'm gonna go now. Thanks for the help, and yeah, just have a good day.
All right, dearie. You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye. And he walks out.
It sounded like such a backhanded or compliment, rather. It's like, you got this real nice shop, but at least you're nice.
Yeah.
Swell.
Ouch.
I could tell she was being a little spicy, so I threw some spice back at her.
Spicy. Macaria, do you do anything else?
Yes, I leave the shop and I make sure that I step directly in front of Callum and just walk a little bit ahead of him to prove that I'm dominant.
She's asserting dominance.
Yeah.
When she does this, I just kind of very loudly go, "Are you brooding? Is this a brooding thing?"
I can't hear you through my horns.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That question answered. Awesome. All right. Okay. I'll leave you alone for a bit. With your space. I'll be here.
Still talking.
Can
Yep.
Shiala hear any of this?
When Shiala is people watching, would she be in the
assuming
middle
she's-
of the market or more towards the outskirts?
I'm assuming she's just kind of trying to stay with the bulk of the group, so I don't know what that would be.
Okay, so you're kind of on more towards the outside of the general market area where the actual brick and mortar shops are, as it were. So you do hear their conversation as they come out.
All right, and she's just, this group is so dysfunctional. And that's all. She just makes that comment. I'm guessing Thrimby's probably nearby. He might be able to hear it.
So you're making
Nah,
it.
Thrimby's going around talking to people, man. Talking to people about faith and religion.
And death, faith and death.
Have
Ever
faith
heard
that
about
you will
our
die.
Lord and Destructor, Camula?
Have faith that you will die.
Makari and Callum, go ahead and give yourselves inspiration for that whole exchange.
For that fight.
for the spicy and the dominance. That's great. All right. Does anybody else want to go to any other shops?
What are the
I wanna
remaining
go to the
shops?
I know, Sariel, you mentioned that you were looking for a blanket. The other two shops are, there's a general shop called the Ninth Life, and then there's one called the Dark Flame, and they tend to sell magic stuff.
I want to go to both of them.
Okay. Which one would you like to go to first?
The blanket shop.
The blanket shop?
Ooh, sign me up for that too, please. Send me to the blanket shop.
The Blanketarium.
Thrimby is not invited.
Blanket Emporium.
Arian knows what's up.
Mancini's Blanket World.
Oh, Blanketorium. I wish I had thought of that name. All right, so you're heading to the Ninth Life, which is just a general shop, and you walk in. There's a dark elf male working there, and he's not angry or anything, but his face is kind of just permanently in a frown. But he sounds very nice when he welcomes you to his store, and he's kind of excited to see another dark elf. So he kind of is frowning, but also excited at the same time. So it kind of looks weird on him.
Hello there, shopkeep.
Hey! How are you today? Welcome to my shop. I already said that a little bit earlier, didn't I? I did, yeah.
No worries. I'm looking for a blanket. Where are your blankets?
A blanket. Let me see. Let's see if we've got any in stock. Let's see. Okay, so I have a sling, I have an abacus, I have a bucket. You don't want a bucket, right? No, you said blanket. I got some chainmail, some hammers, some scimitars, scrolls. Oh man, I got a lot of scrolls. If you want scrolls, you could probably, they don't make very good blankets, I guess. Not really, no. I have some torches and a vial. I'm out of blankets. But hold on, let me see if I have, I have some used blankets. I use them. Not that you'd want used blankets, but he's kind of nervous and he starts babbling about blankets and how he would sell you his blanket. But probably if you're looking for blankets, there might be somebody out in the main square that might have them at one of the stalls. But he's not currently having any blankets, and he just kind of goes and talks and talks and talks.
Oh, all right then. Well, I'll just window shop here while my friends look around.
She has given this man a nervous breakdown.
I just wanted a blanket.
Makaria, did you want to buy anything from here or ask about anything?
I'm trying to look at what I might buy.
So you heard him when he was going through some of his list as he was looking around the store.
Oh yes, I heard the whole painful speech.
Yeah. So you heard that there might be like a sling, an abacus, a bucket, chainmail, armor of resistance, a dust of dryness, a giant slayer longsword, some hammers, a mess kit.
Dust of dryness?
Mm-hmm.
What is dust of dryness?
Do you ask him that?
Yes.
Oh, a dust of dryness. Okay, he is super excited because now he gets to show off. And so he talks really loudly in hopes that Sariel might hear. Okay, so it's a small packet and it has a few pinches of dust, and you can sprinkle a little bit over the water, and then it turns into a cube. The cube of that water into a pellet, and then you can use that pellet and you can smash it against a hard surface, and then you can release the water. So it's really just like a bucket, but it's magical, but not really a bucket at all because it's dust.
How much is that?
Oh, well, we're having a sale right now, and everything is 20 gold pieces off. So that one's 100.
Sir, why are you yelling?
Oh, I'm not. I'm not yelling. I'm just making sure that all the patrons of the store can hear that I have a sale today that I have just done. made be.
That's good marketing.
Thank you.
Bless you.
So Makaria is just, she like looks at him, and she looks at Sariel, and then she looks at the shopkeep, and then she looks at Sariel, and then she looks at the shopkeep, and then she just goes, Sariel, could you come here for a minute?
I come right over.
She looks at the shopkeep, and she looks at Sariel. She says, I think this guy wants you to know about his sale or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
we have 20. It's 20 gold off of anything in the store, which I guess, I mean, that kind of makes some of the things free. So I'm not sure. I think Serana's gonna be upset with me.
What are the
Which,
free things?
Yeah,
what
which
are
ones
the
are
free
those?
things?
Oh, well, like the abacus and the bucket and the hammers and the mess kits and, I mean, the scimitar is only 5 gold, and the scroll of Mage Hand is free, and the scroll of Spare the Dying, and the torches and the vial.
Perfect. I think I'll take one of each.
Oh, okay. Serana's gonna kill me. Okay, and so he.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll give you 1 gold for each of them.
For each of them, okay.
Well, obviously, I'm not gonna buy a lot, but you know, give me like 10 things, and I'll give you a gold for each.
Okay. You want an abacus?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take an abacus.
Okay, an abacus, so that's 1 gold. A hammer?
Not so much. I mean, you know, there's this guy that's with us constantly screaming about death. He's got a hammer, so I don't really want to step on his style.
Okay. I got some vials.
Ooh, are they empty?
They are.
Perfect. I love putting stuff in vials. I'll take some of those.
Okay, I have 10. How many do you want?
Let's see. How much do the vials normally go for?
Like 1 gold.
Can I do an insight to see if he's trying to scam me?
Go ahead. No, they normally go for 1 gold. Yeah, you're paying full price for that. Full regular price, because he kind of just made up the sale on the spot to try to impress someone.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll take 2.
Okay. Hands you 2 vials for 2 gold. I got some torches and some mess kits, but I can't let you pay gold for those. I can give you at like what they're usually for.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'll take. How about this? I'll take 3 torches. I'll give you a gold, and then I'll take maybe like 3 mess kits, and I'll give you a gold.
Your backpack's gonna be so heavy.
I'll be fine.
Okay, that sounds great. Sure. And he's super excited because now Serana is not going to be mad at him. You get the sense that Serana is probably his boss.
Yeah.
I don't know what would give us that idea.
Yeah, right. And then what do you have that's super special? You know, that they want you to sell kind of high, but you know, it's, you know, the super special stock.
Well, okay. So he leans over like he's about to whisper, but he's still very kind of loud, so make sure everybody can hear him. I have a gust of wind, a scroll of gust of wind.
Oh, okay, that's much better. I thought you were just gonna blow on me.
I was gonna say, I hope it's not the smelly kind.
I have some they're mostly scrolls, but I got a scroll of pyrotechnics. A very rare scroll of primordial ward. I can look that up for you, see what it does. I don't really remember. I know Serana told me that it's pretty good. It's in the back. I mean, it's somewhere locked away for safekeeping. And then I have a trident of warning. That's pretty good. It's weird because that's like 60,000 gold, but it's like not even as good as the scroll apparently. But the scroll's only like 2,000 or 3,000 gold, so it's a whole lot. And then I have a wand of web, and that's about 8,000. Yeah, but those are like our pricier things. But the scroll of gust of wind, that's only like 200 gold. So.
Wow. Forget everything I said about that. Those sound great, but yeah, I don't have that kind of gold. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to get your hopes up.
Oh, that's all right. Most people who come through here don't, which is why we still have them in stock, honestly.
That makes sense.
We have a great layaway program, though. Yeah, Serana just introduced it last week, and you know we give discounts for those too.
What exactly is a layaway program?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, no, it's a and then he kind of stops and he's trying to recall what Serana told him, but he pretty much bungles it up. So. It's like you give me some money now, and then we give you the thing, and then later you come back and give us more of the money. No, wait. So first you give us the money, and then we give you the thing, but like you have like a day or two or something. Yeah, but he thinks he got it, so he's very proud of himself.
That sounds really great. But I think I'll pass. But that was such a good speech. You're doing great, man. Like, I can tell you're putting a lot of work into your job, and it shows.
Well, that's so nice of you to say. And he just kind of blushes, and he's very excited. He doesn't really get a lot of praise, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, hard work, needs to be noticed. Someone like you, I can tell, is a hard worker. So just keep it up, man. You're doing awesome.
Thank you. Did you want anything else? Anybody?
Yeah, you guys want anything? I mean, you can buy 3 mess kits for a gold, I guess.
I will take a bucket, please.
Oh, a bucket. All right, that's 5 coppers. Here you go.
I don't know, 2 coppers. Macaria gives him 1 gold for the bucket.
That's the spirit.
Did you want change? He looks at you with like huge eyes.
No, please don't.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You guys have been my best customers all day.
You deserve it.
Sariel nods furiously.
Oh, there's a lady. I remember now. There's a lady in the market. Her name is Masha, and she's I think she sells like rugs and stuff. She probably has blankets for you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I run out of the store and insert the blanket.
When Sariel leaves, I'll just kind of turn back to the shopkeep and say, hey, next time just ask, okay?
Ask
Wait,
what?
what?
He's very confused.
Actually, never mind. You're doing awesome.
Oh, okay.
Completely misread the situation. And I kind of walk off too. After I give him like a pat on the shoulder, and 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 a smile.
And Shiala outside, she's pulling out this small ring. It doesn't look very valuable or anything. It's just sort of a cheap, like, iron ring or something, but it seems to be very valuable to her as she looks at it. It is the token from her adoptive mother.
I unfortunately don't notice this because I'm frantically looking for the blanket.
So Sariel heads over, walks around the market, and sees a nice, large, very colorful cart. Someone is that a young human woman is in front of, and she appears very friendly, but she makes no motion to anybody to come into her store because she doesn't want to be rude, and she doesn't want to like force anybody into anything.
All right, I go there.
She just smiles and nods at you as you approach.
Hello, I'm looking for a blanket. Am I in the right place?
Oh, well, you are indeed. Do you need a very thick blanket? Do you need a thinner blanket? Are you looking for something long or small?
Hey, GM, what's the weather like?
It's been really rainy recently, and so it kind of gets chilly when it rains. But it tends to be pretty springtime kind of feeling normally. Generally, the weather in Asternia tends to be fairly mild. Doesn't tend to get one way or the other, but when the weather's kind of crappy, kind of gets a little chilly.
All right, so I would like a water-repelling blanket, and if you don't have that, then just something that's nice and warm.
Okay. Do you have any color preferences?
I like black.
Black. Okay. Have a blanket that has a little bit of sort of like a little bit of gold inlay on it, and it's nice and thick. It does cost 2 gold. It's very nice material. And then I have another black one that has a little bit of maybe like purple and red, and it's just kind of your typical thick blanket. It's not too soft, but it does the trick, and that's 10 silvers.
Ooh, I'll take that one. The second one.
Okay, here you are. So you can
What's
add
the
that.
change for 10 silvers?
10 silvers, that would be 90 silvers from a gold.
Awesome. I hand her 1 gold.
We're using the metric system. Ish. Thank you very much, and she hands you back 90 silvers.
Thank you.
You have a great day. Come back soon.
Oh, and just so you know, the wonderful dark elf over at the general store told me where to find.
Her face kind of freezes in that smile. She's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I know him.
Okay, bye. And I go to try to find the others.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything else in the market?
No.
Ruby's good.
All right, so as everybody has been shopping, and Thrimby's been going around peddling his sermons, you see a guard approaching you, and he comes up to you and he says, all right, look, you've kind of been disturbing some of the people around here, and I'm gonna need you to clear the area, if you will. He kind of looks at you pointedly, Thrimby.
There's no law against talking to people.
No, there isn't. But you're kind of causing a ruckus. You're getting the people upset. You understand. Just move along, if you will. Maybe go talk somewhere else. Maybe not in my district, huh? And he gives
look
you
this
a
guard up and
very
down.
fake
Oh, sorry.
smile. He just gives you a very fake smile.
All right. I look this guard up and down. What race is he?
He is human.
How much does he seem to weigh?
Oh no.
Is he like a big guy or like a little guy or like what?
Last time you tackled someone, it didn't go well.
He looks like your average guard. He's not too big. He's not too small. He works out. He keeps
Does he
in
even
shape.
lift?
He is. He definitely lifts. And he's not pompous. He's not arrogant. He kind of knows his own strength, and he's just he's sort of. He thinks he's just dealing with some riffraff, and he's just trying to get on with his day and trying not to make a big thing of it.
All right. I say you got. I'm just like noticing that you got like dull eyes, like real dull eyes, like someone, some brigand, some miscreant want to take a shot at you. I'm just worried, like you shouldn't be in this line of work. You have such dull eyes, And then I leave.
I'm so glad you asked the relevant "how big is he" question to talk about his dull eyes.
You've got dull eyes. What I notice. I notice mortality.
So the next time this guard passes by a mirror or a piece of glass, he kind of just gives himself a once-over. Kind of focuses in on his eyes. He's squinting. And he's like, oh, I don't know what that guy was talking about. And he just goes about his business. All right, so Briffa comes over and he finds all of you, and he's like, all right, well, I'm ready to go. Are you?
She all
It
puts
has-
away her ring and nods.
It has been an experience.
Well, I'm not welcome to this town anymore. Let's get the hell out of here.
I assume I found them again.
Yes. The market's not
All right.
an awfully large space, so you definitely catch sight of the 5 of them pretty easily.
Or at least hear Thrimby.
You definitely hear Thrimby.
Just hear Thrimby sending people to therapy, one person at a time.
I don't have dull eyes. Hey, come on. My eyes are bright and piercing. I'm handsome.
All right. So you load up in Briffick's very luxurious and very expensive carriage. At least that's how he described it. It's an okay carriage, it's suitable travel. Holds 9 people uncomfortably inside, but
How
6
many does
really
he
well.
count as?
He maybe takes up a seat and a half.
All right.
Kind of if he tries to squeeze himself in there. And we
How,
have a.
Is there any room in the front with the driver?
Usually the driver's got himself a guard, but he actually didn't show up to work today, so there's definitely room there if you wanted to squeeze next to him, but you might have to check with him first.
Yeah, I'll go over. I'll say, hey, mind if I give you some company on the ride?
Driver's a half elf. And he kind of looks at you. He kind of looks at his seat, and you're not sure if he's mute or shy or
Just doesn't want to talk.
an introvert or just doesn't want to talk to you. But he kind of nods, and it's not a nod like a dismissive nod or like a I guess so, nod. But it's a short, curt nod, and he kind of scoots on over to let you sit there.
Can
Oh,
Shiala... can Shiala sit on the roof?
Oh, I was gonna ask that.
You can join her on the roof.
Do you just hop on there, or do you speak with the driver?
No, she'd probably just climb on up. She doesn't really tend to ask for permission.
Okay. Can you give me an acrobatics check, please?
Can, as soon as I find... Oh, there it is.
Same thing for you, Makaria. Are you just gonna hop on there, or do you?
I'm sure gonna try. We'll see if I make it. I made it.
Nice.
She does a flip and makes it.
So Shiala, you're climbing up there, and you're doing a pretty good job. You're almost at the top when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Makaria seems to leap right over. It almost looks like she just leapt out of nowhere like a cat, and just joins you up there. And then she
Show off.
she lands very gracefully.
It hurts to be this good. I want to sit like right. Oh, I can't. Can I not? I can't do it here. I want to sit like right above the little lantern, where that little like lip is sticking out.
Right there.
Yeah.
Like right there. Okay. Now,
Yes,
do
I
you
wanna
put
sit
your
there.
do you put your feet like kind of hanging over, or do you kind of straddle it, or how are you sitting up there?
No, I'm literally holding on with my chest down on the thing because I'm trying to peek my head over, because I'm very enthralled by Callum right now, and the fact that he can just talk to anybody and become friends with anybody, and I don't know how to do that, so I want to watch like his every move.
Okay. All right. Taking
Except
notes.
you.
Well, he talked about my horns.
And Shiala is just gonna kind of recline up against on the spine of it there and lay her head on the barrel.
Okay. And do
She
you
doesn't seem to mind it being uncomfortable.
and you both have your items with you up there at the top, or did you
Yeah.
put them inside? Okay.
Now she's got her backpack with her.
Me too.
Yeah, Callum kind of put like his staff and stuff just on that little ledge-like space right behind the seat.
Like right there.
Yeah, just kind of when he climbed up, just kind of tossed him up there and sat down.
I imagine Shiala probably tucks her backpack under one of those ropes that's holding the barrel.
Those barrels too, you get a sense that they're kind of filled with some sort of liquid, so maybe some ale or something that's being transported up to Balant.
Don't tell the dwarf.
Sariel and Thrimby, where what do you guys do?
If I walk, would it be would the carriage be like too fast for someone to walk alongside?
Stop trying to prove how tough you are.
You could
Carriages are for babies.
you could probably keep up with it for a while, but not the entire trip.
Just
You
hop
know,
on one of the
Thrimby.
horses.
You know, Thrimby, calamity can befall you whether you're inside or outside of the carriage. So you might as well save yourself the trouble and ride inside it.
I guess. And then I climb very foolishly into the carriage. Really, like, dwarves hate climbing anything, but I climb into the carriage.
There is a ramp on the back, I'm guessing.
Ultimate
Right.
insult.
Sariel, go ahead and give yourself inspiration for that.
Oh, thank you.
That was great.
Yeah,
Way to use his words against.
that's what I was just thinking.
Has all of our
she is getting the
inspiration
gospel,
come
though.
from our inability to talk to others? I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. We're being rewarded for our lack of friendship.
You're being rewarded for playing your character the way you have written
Yeah,
it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I make friends with everyone apparently.
All right, and I've had enough of the fatalist banter for the day, so I'm gonna hang out on the back and just
You
chill there.
convinced him to get inside, and none of us went inside.
Like the awkward carriage ride with the.
Well,
You
it's
said that one guy with just Thrimby was so mean.
no.
Trimby smells awful, by the way.
Poor Thrimby.
Trimby smells of rank sweat and ozone.
Oh God.
That mixture is horrible.
Well, Briffic doesn't care, doesn't smell anything. He is so excited to have somebody that he can talk their ear off about his travels. So he's super excited. He jumps in there with you, Thrimby, and he's like, "Oh, have I told you about the time that I was in Murphy? Well, I saw this lady, and she..."
Whoa, have I told you about the gospel of Kamua as revealed to me by the goddess herself in a dream?
I am so happy I'm not in there.
And so the carriage starts off with Thrimby and Briffic getting louder and louder, trying to like tell each other's stories over on top of each other. They at times actually stop and listen to the other one. Mostly because Briffic kind of thinks that, you know, he's going to be able to appropriate some of that information for his own story.
It's so crazy he wouldn't want to.
And probably about a few minutes into the journey, the driver turns to you, Callum, and he puts out a hand to, as if he was to shake yours, and he says, "My name's Lucan."
Callum reaches out, shakes his hand, says, "It's nice to meet you, Luke. I'm Callum."
And then Lucan looks up to just briefly, just ever so briefly, up at Makaria, and just kind of notices that she's staring at them, and he just looks back down.
Makaria quickly pulls her head behind the wood.
Can I take like a closer look at Lucan? Like, does he look like someone that's like, does he look like just a regular wagon driver, or does he look like a veteran?
Give me a perception check, please.
Okay. Perception.
And when you say veteran, you mean like a veteran of the war?
Correct.
You aren't too sure. He carries himself with a quiet confidence, and most drivers in Asternia wouldn't really be caught traveling without some sort of a guard or some sort of a hired hand to help. So he's definitely somebody who thinks that he can handle everything by himself. So it's not... It could be that he's a veteran from the war, but you're not entirely sure.
Okay. So, you know, while we're riding, Callum will just say, "You know, it's been a while since I've been here, but it's really nice to see it in peace again." You know what I mean?
Lucan nods.
There was a while I was kind of dreading coming back, but was it easy for you to find a normal life again?
Lucan kind of looks at you and chuckles, says, "That's some heavy conversation for a little voyage, for a little trip."
Well, birds of a feather. I thought you might appreciate a little heavy conversation.
And a few more moments pass, and then kind of see Lucan shrugging a little bit, and he says, I lost my brother in the war, so, life's kind of been a little sadder without him around. But, you gotta keep on moving for the people that are still here.
I definitely know what you mean. Did you fight?
Lucan kind of points to his leg, and it looks like it's not real. So he pulls up his little pant leg, and you notice that he doesn't actually have the bottom part of his leg. But he doesn't say anything else.
Callum kind of nods. I think about it still. I think about all the people I could have saved. I wish I could have been there for your brother. It's never easy.
Lucan looks at you and he says, you seem a little young to have been in the war. Were you stationed anywhere specifically?
I was here in Asternia. Here near Balant, near everywhere. I don't think there was anywhere I didn't go. I caught the very end of it, but I was in some pretty bad engagements. But I did what I could. When I heard about how intense and the fighting was and how much death, and I didn't feel like I could just stand by, you know? So I did what I could. And I let Lumina sort out the rest. Sorry, this was, I don't know where that came from.
Lucan nods. You get the sense that he understands without saying anything. Makaria, can I get you to give me a perception check, please?
Sure can.
So you heard that entire conversation while you're at the top up there.
Makaria is really interested in the fact that they're talking about the war, and she wants to ask them if they had ever met her father, but she's too nervous to bring it up, so she just kind of just listens as well as she can, and just kind of tries to get the courage to say something, but the moment never really comes.
Okay, so it's getting darker, and the rain is getting heavier. And you've been traveling long enough in Asternia to kind of see this weather pattern for the past few days. It's kind of nice and sunny during the day, and at night it gets dark and heavy and chilly and very, very rainy. There's no real lightning or thunder, just the clouds obscure everything in the sky, and it's just dark. So you're traveling through, getting closer to Balant. At this point, Briffic has fallen asleep and is snoring very loudly inside the carriage. And as you get closer to Balant, you start to feel this sort of eerie feeling because you start to see a lot of ruins. And you all know that Balant was built near a very ancient battle site, like many thousands of years ago. And that magic has pretty much scarred the land, and you can start to feel it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time any of you have been to Balant. Is that correct?
Callum's been, but briefly.
Shiala kind of lives in the area, so it's possible she's been there.
Trimby hasn't been to Balant yet?
Makari was only to Balant with her father when she was really little, but it was before any of this damage existed.
Sariel spent most of her time in Murphy. Murphy?
Murphy.
Okay, Murphy. Sorry.
Okay. So, several hours later, probably around 9 or 10 at night, you finally arrive close enough that you can sort of start to see Balant in the distance. And there you all are on the carriage. And Lucan turns around and he speaks loudly enough for everybody to hear, and he asks essentially where your stop is. Where would you like to go? And throughout all of your conversations, travels, past visits to Balant, you know a few key places that might be of import. Of course, the first thing that you're looking for is Charles Tenley's camp. And you're not entirely sure where it is right now. The next place is Kiara's Chisel, and that's pretty much going to be the first building on the left of that main road from Sola, and that's just the general shop there. Further from the main road, kind of almost in the center of town, is going to be the inn, the Craven Fleming Inn, which used to be known just as the Fleming Inn, but several years ago it changed ownership, and so now it's the Craven Fleming Inn. And then further down the main road, starting to go out of Balant and more towards more of the larger ruins. You know that the Church of Light established themselves there, kind of in the side of some hills, some small mountains and some hills there. And then, of course, kind of on the on the outskirts of town, but closer to somewhere where the farms are. There's a place called the Blue Crystals, where you can go find some companionship, or a room for the night, if you don't want to deal with a bustling inn. So when Lucan asks where you want to head to, where does the group want to go first?
Well, the notice said that it would be on the outskirts, so maybe we should check over by the ruin.
Okay, so after...
Alright. I just said alright.
What?
And Shiala is interested in going and checking in with the Church of Light, because that is kind of who she's associated with.
Okay.
Maybe she knows somebody there because, through her mother or something.
I was brought up with the Church of Light's teachings as well. I wouldn't mind stopping by.
Okay.
Callum would like to hit the Craven Fleming Inn. That's where he stayed when he was here many years ago for the night. So he'd like to see if he sees any familiar faces.
Okay, so Lucan's gonna head on over towards the inn, drop off anybody who wants to go there, and then he's gonna this one time head up over towards the ruins, and then head back and probably just call it for the night for himself there. So it's kind of just moving along there, and you start to notice there's a lot of buildings in Balant, and they're large, and they look like they ought to be stately, but they're kind of run down and unkempt, and maybe even abandoned. There's doesn't seem to be as many people in Balant as there are houses and buildings. And as you approach the inn, you just get more of that heavy, heavy feeling. And the darkness just sort of was really evident that it's been all around you, because as you kind of get closer to the inn, the light from the inn just seems to be this shining beacon in the night. And Lucan stops the carriage there. And as some of the people get off, he turns and looks to Sariel and Shiala, and he asks if you're sure you want to continue on. It's getting pretty dark out there, and he's just not sure he can, because they've been traveling all day, and he's just not really sure that he can get you up there. But he's willing to try if you just maybe wait just a minute or two while he can kind of get up and stretch his legs.
Well, Sorry.
Shiala, if you want to go.
Shiala was just going to say that she would be willing to walk the rest of the way if necessary.
I think night is the best time of day. I can walk with you. Shouldn't be a very long trip, right?
Yeah.
And then we can meet you guys back here at the inn.
All right. Just, be safe. It's getting dark out. Plus it's raining.
I've got my blankie. I think I'll be okay.
All right. Well, if you get into any trouble, make a lot of noise. run. If it's a bear, I heard that you can like curl up into a ball. That's pretty good. But yeah,
I'll just throw a chaos bolt at it.
that sounds also like a good plan. Yeah, you see, you got it covered.
While they're talking, Shiala is just going to pull out one of her torches and light it on, presumably the lantern that's hanging on the wagon.
Hey, do you wanna? I got some extras. Do you want a couple of those?
I have 10 torches in my backpack. I don't know how I'm carrying them all, but I've got them.
They're kind of small, right? I mean.
I kind of raise my hand and bring my dancing lights that I cast earlier with me. Not that I need them.
She kind of shrugs, but keeps her torch anyways. She's already lit it, so.
I keep the lights on because they're pretty.
Does anybody else want to say or do anything before the group splits up?
Oh no, we've split the group.
I guess I'll go with the away party just to check things out.
With the away party?
Away party.
Away party.
Want the fatalist with the Church of Light?
Are you wearing a red shirt?
I feel like his hammer is its own source of light because it's constantly flickering light.
No, but it's like a strobe light, so he's trying to give everyone stickers.
I've never seen a Church of Light here. I've never seen the Church of Light here. Maybe there's like, people who are not that faithful that you can like seduce to another faith. You know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. You're the worst.
Alright, Thrimby, you can come, but if you cause any trouble, we're not gonna act like you're with us, okay?
I will punch you in the face.
When have I ever caused trouble?
Oh boy.
May I remind you about the guard in the market?
I stand by. When have I ever caused trouble?
Shiala just sighs and starts heading down the road.
Okay, so about a half an hour to 40 minutes of walking. The three of you reach what you presume is the Church of Light. There's no signs really or anything up there.
Would Shiala know just from, since she's, like I said, she's probably been here before.
Like maybe some iconography or something.
Well, that too.
You've been. I'm sorry. Did you say that you've been to the Church of Light here?
Shiala has been at least to the town, and she and her mother are part of the Church of Light, so I imagine she'd have at least visited or something. And I did say that it was possible, maybe that her mother had a friend here or something, if that's a possibility.
How old was Shiala when she was here?
I guess it could have been when she was younger, so when she was like, I don't know, 12. So that would be like 11 years ago.
Okay. So as you're approaching, it is dark out, so you can tell that you're getting close because of the slope of the hills. And as you get near, it a sense of familiarity definitely hits you. You remember being here as a younger child, but you don't remember everything about it, and you're not sure who is the priest in this in these parts right at this very moment. Maybe if you went inside and saw him or her, it might spark some memory. But it's been a long day of travel, and the atmosphere around here, the environment is just so draining, and on all of you, it just feels really tiring to walk. So here you are. You are. we're going to go through this area first, and then Makaria and Colum will return to the inn momentarily after. So please hold. So as you approach, you see that the building is sort of chiseled inside of this small hill, but it's kind of got a rocky facade, and it almost looks as if the building itself is made out of the same material. And you walk up to the gate, and the gate is open. So you walk in. You don't see any lights on. Doesn't look like anybody is inside, but if they are, they could be sleeping, or they could just not be there.
I stop and just listen. I rolled the perception check to see if I can hear anything.
It sounds very silent, and let me stop the carriage journey.
Yeah, Shiala is probably going to be looking and trying to see what's going on, because she would expect there to be at least a little bit of activity.
Yeah, Sariel, it feels almost too silent, and you're sure that it's not just because of the area, but rather that it's almost as if nobody is there at all. And as all three of you get closer and closer, you actually notice that the door has been shattered. The front door is completely broken.
All right, guys.
There's nothing there.
I think we should move stealthily from here on out. I think something's wrong.
What's a stealth?
Shiala's like, Shiala notices this and runs over to it.
And you can, by the way, you can control your, go. Feel free to move.
They're in the block.
So, please hold. Okay, so you walk in, and it's a little dark, but you can sort of see inside.
Shiala, is her torch, has it survived the rain? I mean, I assume torches are made to hold up in water or in rain.
It went out a few times, but you kind of saved it.
All right.
And oh, here we go. Roll 20 new. 1 second. Probably see a little bit as you first walk in. And Sariel, you have, say your dancing lights are in there. How many feet does that illuminate?
I think it's like a torch, isn't it?
It is 10-foot radius from each light.
Oh, there we go. 4 torch-sized lights. There it is.
Yeah, and they all must be within 20 feet of another one of the lights. So I could spread them out like here, 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 and here, and they'd still...
So you can see this much. Roughly. So you see that there's a doorway on your left that appears to be intact. There's a few rows of benches. There's a shield on the floor as you enter. And no sign of anything else or anyone else.
Can I examine the shield and see if it's got any markings that would show like like a coat of arms or something to show who the shield might have belonged to?
Do an investigation check for me.
In the meantime, Shiala is just going to yell out, "Hello!"
There is no answer. And Thrimby, as you look at the shield, you realize that it's a piece of the statue that was outside that was used to break down the door.
Ah.
Shiala is just going to start moving further in and continue yelling out to see if there's anybody there. Can she take a look to see how old it looks, how fresh this seems?
Yes, give me a perception check. It looks like whatever happened, this scuffle is fairly recent, within just the last day or two.
All right. If she's able to tell that, she's definitely going to keep yelling or shouting, I guess, and looking around.
Are these? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead and finish. I just had a question.
Oh, I was finished.
Okay. I'm sorry. Are these braziers, like, for fire?
Yes, but they are not lit currently.
Alright, I'm going to use my firebolt and light each of them to just kind of permanently light the room.
Okay.
Now that she can see the room, is that just a graphic, or is there actually blood on the floor over there?
So you notice that there's some blood by the doorway on the top right of the room here.
And she's gonna just go up to the door and try and open.
Okay, the door opens to looks like a hallway. There's the blood trail continues into another doorway, and there are just signs of a struggle, but you can tell that maybe something was dragged, but you can't tell what quite yet.
Shiala is getting increasingly concerned and yelling out a little bit more of a concerned voice, and she just walks in, tries following the trail, looks around as she does.
Trimby's just gonna follow.
Sorry?
Is this a podium?
It is.
I'd like to investigate the podium.
And what are you looking for specifically when you are looking at it?
Anything. Is there any documents? Is there any, like, blood? Is there anything?
You can tell that although the blood didn't pool at the top, it does look like it was smeared on the top, maybe as if somebody was standing in front of the podium and reached out with a hand or an arm and then was pulled away. There are two kind of large candlesticks that don't seem to be disturbed, but they are also they're part of the podium. They kind of come up from the podium, and they don't seem to have been pulled out or broken or anything like that.
Is this right here also a brazier?
That's a it's more of a hole in the ground, if you will, where you can see part of the stone of the back of like what's around the building, kind of like out there, so it like decor.
Okay. She's gonna move into the room real quick just to look around in here before she tries to move on. She still has her torch.
And Sariel, where are your dancing lights now?
I'm
Or if
having
you
them
have-
follow us.
Okay. There we go.
And the blood does not seem to be going to what I assume are stairs.
So the blood is going up towards the door there on your left, up the stairs to the bell tower. There doesn't seem to be any blood or anything like that.
All right, she looks at that, and then she turns back around and goes over to follow the blood trail. Opens the door if it is able to just be open.
Yes, the door is open. You come upon this room where it looks like there's some storage materials here, some urns, a whole shelf full of some potions, a few scrolls, maybe a table, and the blood trail follows and goes right towards those stairs that seem to lead downstairs, down to a basement.
All right, well, Shiala is going to ignore all of the valuable items you just mentioned and look into going downstairs.
Okay. Does everybody follow?
I was gonna say if anybody else is sticking around to loot, I don't mind waiting.
I don't want to loot a church.
I'll go down the basement.
All right, yeah.
I'll follow.
I love basements.
It's kind of a rule.
Especially this dwarf with dangerous basements.
So I'm just gonna move you right here. Ba-bam! Teleporting time. So you come down into the basement and you follow the trail of blood. And again, there's just some storage items down here. Doesn't look like there's anything else that indicates a fight or anything like that. And the blood trail continues on to what it looks like a dead end.
All right, she's gonna go over and just look at the dead end. And does it look like the blood went into a wall or something?
It just looks like it disappeared right at the edge of the wall.
Can I search the room for like a secret passage or a switch?
That's kind of what Shiala was thinking. She more thinking to look around to see what could have happened to this with this trail of blood, but also considering that there might be a secret way out, since she doesn't see any other place for this blood trail to have led.
Can
I think we should all search for it.
Can I get an investigation and or perception check, please, from anybody who's looking? So you search around the room, you touch a bunch of the stones, you pick up the things, you move stuff, you look around closely, you listen, and you just don't see anything that is a mechanism or anything that could possibly indicate that is going to open something else. And as you look at the wall itself, it appears to be a wall. Just a wall, which is befuddling AF to all of you.
Shiala's gonna go up and try and push on it.
Feels like a rock, like a stone wall, like it's been there forever.
Can Thrimby push the Shiala out of the way and then whack it with his hammer?
She basically let him by. She was probably about to punch it.
Yes, do an attack roll, please, Thrimby.
Just like an attack, like a d20, or
With whichever weapon you're attacking with. Just a regular combat attack roll with that weapon.
I'm gonna put my shield on my back and two-hand my hammer for this.
Okay. Okay, now give me a damage roll.
Nice if it gave the damage.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's weird.
That's-
Most of their
that's
templates do.
Oh, 11.
So
Wow, nice.
that's
Max damage.
11. Okay, so you are able to hit the wall, and you chip away some of it, and you get the sense that if you keep at it, you're gonna do some more, damage to it, and then maybe be able to see, because you're pretty sure there's something potentially on the other side, because this blood wouldn't have just disappeared like that. But this wall is thick.
You could say rock solid.
Or cleric spells that can do that.
I guess I keep chipping away at this wall.
In the meantime, she always just gonna look around for any other kinds of clues that she can.
Okay. Sheila, give me a Arcana check, please.
Can I do that untrained? I guess that's not really a thing in this system, is it?
You should.
Okay.
Nice.
You, Sheila, you remember that you heard about a sorcerer one time during the war save a whole contingent of soldiers by putting up a wall of stone. And you just remember it felt like it sprung out of nowhere, and the sorcerer held on, and as the wall came up for what seemed like almost an eternity, and just built this whole wall around these soldiers and essentially saved their lives. So you remember that there's a spell where you can create an entire wall of stone, as if it's always been there. So you know that eventually you can get through it
Here's
in some manner.
Here's a question that she would now start thinking of as she looks back at the wall, and she's trying to determine whether it looks like it belongs there.
It is a wall that seems odd in its location because it doesn't frame the room like the other three
'Cause
walls
it looks
do.
like there's a little hallway there that just kind of ends.
Right, exactly. But the wall itself looks like it meshes just perfectly well with its environment otherwise.
So this is less of a this is more of a question from player to GM here. My fists count as weapons, so if I punch a rock wall, that is not going to hurt me, right?
It won't hurt you any more than you hitting another creature, at first, but over time it's a less squishier object. So you could probably you'd probably start to need a little bit of a rest after a bit.
So she's going to try and get in next to the dwarf, and she's actually going to aim a kick at the... go ahead. Okay. You want me to roll damage for that, I guess?
Yes.
Or does it matter?
Damage, yes.
Okay. Okay. That was weird.
If you click the name of the attack, do the damage.
Oh. I just did it.
Yeah, just future reference.
Okay, so you do a little less damage than Thrimby's Warhammer, but it is you got a little bit of a stone loose on your attempt.
She's just gonna keep doing that.
For how
Technically,
There's
if
gotta be a better way.
if it were a fight, she can technically do that twice per round. So
Okay, wait. I don't know if
So-
you want to answer this, but sorry.
Oh, so I mean, you can each take turns, keep hammering at the wall. If you choose to continue on that route, you can totally do that, of course.
I do have a question. I have this spell. Whoop, hold on. I don't want to. I just want to link it. I don't want to cast it. How do you link a spell? Whatever. Okay. Anyways, I have shatter, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I cast shatter at this wall, does it count as a thing made of inorganic matter to take? To be like extra effective? Will shatter like destroy this wall, or would I be rolling damage, or what?
It is a regular stone wall as far as you can tell, so it would definitely you
Then
could
we
cast
see it
shatter.
breathing.
Wait, sorry. What did
Roll
you say?
initiative. You are fighting a dragon.
You said I can definitely cast it at the wall, and it would
So
hurt the wall.
yeah, so basically the shatter is a 10-foot radius sphere, correct? So
Yes.
if you decide to cast shatter, you may you would have to be not next to it unless you took some damage yourself, which I know you know that, but I'm just saying that out loud just to be extra obvious. You can't cast the shatter beyond the wall, right? For example,
Okay.
and it will affect it in some form or fashion.
All right. I tell Shiala to stand back, and everyone to stand back. And I'm gonna move myself over here.
No.
Like you're gonna want to stand.
She's
Like you're gonna
yeah,
want to
she
stand
moves
like way
more.
back. Okay. And let's cast this sucker. Okay. Wow, that's really low.
It shatter does not do anything to the wall right now.
Shiala's gonna take a break from this and go back upstairs and try looking for other things, assuming that he is going to continue trying to break the wall, since he is much more better suited for it with his hammer. She's
We can
going
also
to see.
check this room too.
That's what Shiala was about to probably do.
All right, I get back to smacking this wall with my hammer.
Can I just
Oh,
go ahead
so-
and move Shiala up to that
Yes.
door then?
Yep,
Alright.
you can go anywhere that you've already been, and if you need to go into another area, just let me know so I can look at it.
So she's gonna go ahead and open this door.
Okay. And Sariel, I see you're following him.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Alright,
So
she's
you
just
open
gonna
it-
go ahead and. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. So you open the door. You see two beds, another one of those kind of decorative holes in the ground with some piece of the mountain sticking out, and just a bookshelf and just random scrolls and books and other sort of sundries in the corner there.
I'd like to investigate the books.
Shiala was just gonna go through the next door.
Are you looking for like you're looking through the books, like reading them, or are you looking for something specifically about them? Like, are you looking for signs of a struggle? Or are you looking to see what somebody was reading the day before? You're just looking to see what they have.
Yeah, just kind
Just
of what books are
browsing her
there, if
selection.
there's anything that's like really apparent on the bookshelf.
You don't see anything that you technically deem useful. It looks like there's some old books that speak about the Church of Light and the Druid that, a little bit of a history about the Druid that went around the world spreading its tenets. You see a few scrolls. It looks like somebody was practicing their handwriting, writing out the tenets, but nothing really that would cause you any suspicion or give you any insight as to what else has been going on.
Okie dokie.
Right, and Shiala is going to push on through to the next door.
I will follow.
All right, so you head into this door, and it looks like this might be one of the places where part of the brawl happened. Looks like the bench is kind of broken in half. There's some materials on the table. Looks like maybe somebody was trying to build something or combine some elements together. Some pieces of paper, there's no writing on them. Nothing that again immediately speaks as to what may have happened. They kind of just look like normal things one might have on a table: a cup, a pen, some pieces of paper, some potion liquids, some chairs and other broken pieces of wood in around the room. And there's another decorative piece in the middle of the stones that are coming up from the floor.
I just have to say, these people have a weird idea of decoration. But she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna sort of look around at all of that and just has an increasingly concerned look on her face as she pushes through to the next door, which looks like it's already slightly ajar.
Yes, so you go here, and this looks like where it's the priest's room. There's a few, shelves with some various books and scrolls and potions, some food items, a really nice velvet chair, and a cabinet where, if you looked inside, are just some clothes. But it looks like the bed is made, so it doesn't look like anybody was pulled out or grabbed out of the bed. This room doesn't really look like anything's happened inside of it.
All right.
I investigate the bookshelf. I like books.
Just like in the other room,
Oh no.
there's not much to see
Oh.
here. And as you actually look at some of these books, they seem to be actually in languages or about subjects you're not too familiar with.
Books? What books?
She said there was a bookshelf.
No, I know. I'm just making a joke on
Oh,
that one there.
oh. Apparently I don't understand that either. Jeez.
Failed your investigation to understand that.
All right, Shiela's just gonna take a quick look around, and after she looks at the door. Is the door? It's ajar. Was it broken open?
No, just looks like it was opened as if maybe someone passed through it and then just gently gave it a tug as they went through, but didn't mean to close it fully.
All right. She just wants to look under the bed real quick, make sure there's nothing, or no one hiding under.
There's nothing there.
All right. She's gonna go ahead and leave and probably go back down to the basement, where we presume that Thrimby has been working on this wall.
All right, Thrimby, what have you been doing in the past few minutes?
The dwarf's been doing dwarf stuff, working on this wall this whole time. Dwarves love doing the same thing over and over.
All right, give me some attack rolls, sir.
How
Or
many is
or whichever kind of attacks you assail the
many
wall
minutes?
with.
All right. Here's one. Can I roll damage on that?
Yes.
And then that's 5 damage. Can I roll damage on that?
No.
Okay, that's a crit.
Woo! All right, give me some damage rolls.
So I got a 13. Do I keep rolling? Do I go more?
Yes. Do you roll another die, right? Another damage die, because you.
Oh,
Crit.
I already
he
did.
did
I already
it, yeah.
Oh, I
Would
see
you
what you're
apply
saying.
your strength bonus twice for a crit?
No.
No.
Okay.
Do I roll another attack then?
Yeah, this wall is. I mean, you're chipping away at it, but it's you have not yet seen the other side.
Okay.
Did you want to continue?
Of course. That's 4 damage. Wow, good roll. Getting all these good rolls out of the way. That's not a good idea. Head damage here.
It's that Camua's might.
Yeah. Let's keep going. 15?
That hits.
Okay. 6 damage. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going then. 9 damage. 8 more damage. Feels good.
Some good rolls here. You're getting some. You were getting into it. It's like, did you sleep on the ride over? Did you got a nap? You got a nap, didn't
While
you?
he's doing that, Shiala is going to try and listen to see if she can hear if there's like an echo on the other side, like as if it's like something on the other side, or if it's completely solid.
Give me a perception check, please. You don't hear any echo. You don't think that that Thrimby has made enough headway yet.
All right. So, another player to GM question here: would it be fair for us to just assume he keeps doing that and maybe jump to the other guys? I don't know if that's
Does
a good idea or not.
Does Thrimby continue this until he gets somewhere?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What is
definitely.
the somewhere that he wants to get to? What's his ideal?
He wants to get through the wall.
But what depth is he willing to get to?
I don't know. What depth is realistic? Maybe like a foot. And then we'll see if there's an echo after that.
Okay, so while Thrimby is flexing his Warhammer skills for Sariel and Shiala, we return to the inn. Did you have a question?
No.
I was gonna say we could also check out the bell tower.
I mean, that's true. But I kind of want to let them have something to do.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. So. Please hold. Okay. So here we are at the Craven Fleming Inn with Makaria and Colum, who hopefully are around here. Say a holler if you are.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hi. So you watch your other 3 companions brave the darkness and the rain as you head over to the inn.
Can I ask, does this darkness feel like a natural darkness?
Give me an Arcana check, please.
Please hold. Arcana. Oof.
Please roll better.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You get the sense that it is just really cloudy. Like, such thick clouds that neither of the two moons are shining through. And it's just making things dark. And that the rain is also so thick that it's kind of adding to that heaviness of the dark. But you don't feel like it's any magical doing.
Okay.
Just climate change.
So. No, it's okay. So it definitely doesn't feel like it's something that, like, I've experienced this before, like being out in the wild, kind of traveling. Like I've experienced darkness like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing
All right.
out of the ordinary. You don't really feel anything out of the ordinary for that.
Okay. So, you wanna go inside?
Yeah. Yeah. Wherever you want to go, let's do that.
Well, I mean, so Callum starts walking to go in. He's like, well, I mean, you know, you've got, decisions too.
Kari just kind of nods and just keeps walking.
In the courtyard, you notice that there are stairs that lead up to the second floor, and that there's a balcony right above the courtyard that leads to probably the rooms, the inn rooms. You notice that there's the main entryway is on the right there, and then there's some smaller doors to your left. You can hear people talking, and you can certainly see them through the windows inside.
And you said that the entrance was here?
It is right here.
Ah. Oh, the one with the... Yeah. Okay. So I'll
tiny
start
lip.
going... Yeah.
Tiny stairwell.
The step. So I'll go over there and walk inside. Ooh, cool. Do I notice anybody I would recognize from my brief stay here a few years ago?
But how many years ago did you say you were here?
It was during the war.
You do not recognize anybody.
Okay. So then Callum will walk up to the barmaid, or whoever's behind the counter, and say, hey there. How's your evening?
Well, this place smells like my outhouse back home, but at least it's warmer. How are you doing?
I'm doing a lot better with that call. Do you have any rooms open for the night?
Yeah, I think so. Uthmara is, I think, downstairs somewhere. She keeps all that stuff. I just bring out the food to people. So I don't know. I can go check with her if you're interested for the night. But I do know we have a few rooms open.
All right. Yeah, that would be great. But if you're busy, I can go check on her myself, unless that's frowned upon.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so just that, kind of go to the left there, go through that room, and you can just kind of go. I mean, yeah, I should probably come with you because it goes into the back and she's gonna have a freaking fit. So let me just. Here, I'll show you. Just follow me.
All right. Can I do a quick insight to see if she is just really, really fed up with her job?
Yes, please do.
Please do. Oh, God. The most insightful on the planet.
She loves her
We
job.
talked about these roles.
I can't help it, okay? I'm at the mercy of RNGesus.
Seriously, that RNG is rough. Alright, sorry, give me 1 second.
The squid took all the good roles.
Yeah, but that wall's still up, so I mean. How good are they really?
How big is his hammer, really?
Size doesn't matter.
So
It's
you're
the strength of the swing.
so you're
I feel like the obvious thing would have been like how hard you bang it, not. I'm so
No.
confused.
No, I was going with the, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. So, like, it's not the size
I
of
think
the
that's
hammer,
what she was going for
it's the
too.
strength of the swing.
I'm sorry for starting this.
Look what you've made.
What have you done?
You caused.
So as you follow her in this back room, kind of again see some barrels of storage, a desk with a ledger on it, stairs that go up to the second floor, and then stairs that go down. And you get the sense that she's speaking the truth. She just kind of hates the feel of the tavern right now, and it's probably because of the rain and not so much the job.
Got it.
All right, so give me 1 second here.
DM magic.
Da, da, da. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Bam. Okay. Oh, please hold. Oh, okay. All right, so she kind of just drops you off at the stairs, and she goes, "It's through there." She kind of points and just kind of leaves you to your own devices.
Oh, all right. Thanks. Just start walking. Hey, kind of quiet back there. You all right?
I'm taking notes, okay? I'm taking notes.
Taking notes. What for?
Don't worry about it.
All right. To each his own. And then, is this a door?
It is, but it is locked.
Ooh. Callum will try the door, notice that it's locked, and then, knock on it.
There's no response, but you remember seeing a door up by the stairs
Oh.
as well.
Maybe this is the wrong door.
I love that we come to a locked door, and I never once thought to knock on it. I was like, all right, how do we break the door down? How do we pick the lock?
How do we destroy property? Let's go.
I've been a rogue for too long, y'all.
So this door opens fairly easily.
Oh, I was gonna
Alright.
knock. Okay.
She's the
Late.
murder hobo of doors.
Is this also a door?
It is. That one is locked.
I
You wanna
knock.
knock on-
You hear a grunt from further down here, but not from the room or the door that you knocked on.
Okay.
The
kind of
grunting sounds like someone
peek
is
around here.
lifting something or
Oh.
carrying something.
All right.
Thank you for clarifying.
Realm.
Oh my god, I didn't think of that either. I found the source of the grunt, I think.
Yes, you see a half orc who is currently moving some barrels from one side to the other. Just sort of looks like she's organizing things. She looks like she's
Bunko, was that you?
no nonsense girl. Surprise. But that's not her name. She doesn't quite realize that you're there. What do you do?
I say, oh, hey! Smells like my outhouse here, huh?
Callum kind of looks over. Okay.
It worked upstairs.
Context clues though.
Makari just crosses her arms and looks resigned.
So, Uthmara, the elf, as you turn around, looks at you, and all of a sudden lets out a yell. Alan! What did you do? Okay, who are you and who let you in here?
Hi. We were inquiring about rooms upstairs, and your bartender kind of let us down here. Said that she doesn't really do the whole, rooms thing. That's more your bet. So we just wanted to get some rooms. It's been a long day's travel. Sorry if we're intruding.
Let me think. How many of you are there too?
Well, there's me. There's my tiefling friend here. We've got, let's see, the death dwarf. We've got the dark elf with the pretty hair. We've
The
got
muscly girl.
yeah. We've got the muscly girl, and then this really aristocratic, kind of puffy, pompous guy. But he paid for the carriage, so I guess he's all right. So all in all, that's what, 6? That's 6, right? And kind of look over at Makaria.
Sounds right.
Yeah, so 6.
All right. Well, I think I can squeeze a few of you, and I have sort of a. I think we could make it happen. Probably do a 2-door room, and then you've got, and she kind of starts mumbling some math, for a bit there, and then she looks up and she goes, "Yeah, no, I think I could swing that. It's been." It's been pretty busy around here, right? What with all the Tenley business, so it's been great. I'm not gonna lie, it's been great for business, but sometimes I'm so not used to having this many people, and you probably don't want to hear my whole life story, but it's been amazing, because I've worked so hard, and finally, some good shit is happening. You know what I mean? Ugh. All right. Yeah, let me come upstairs. We'll get this squared away here, and we'll get you some rooms. But you'll probably have to double up, or maybe. Yeah, you'll definitely have to double up on some rooms. So hopefully that's gonna be okay. And as she's speaking all of this, you all start to hear some scuffling upstairs. And she kind of stops talking, looks up, looks back at you, and then lets out this huge sigh. And she's like, those motherfuckers, I swear, if they've come again tonight, like, I am not in the mood for this Karvak.
Is there... Do you need help with something?
If it's those thugs from... excuse my language, but they come here every week asking for their stupid taxes. Like, I'm not gonna pay them shit. They're not the ones that worked on this inn to make it what it is today, and they just come in here and they just take. What's wrong with them? Have they no manners?
I mean, some people don't. That's really rough.
I'll tell you what, if you help me get rid of these losers, I'm gonna let you stay for free. You and all of your friends.
I think
I yell from wherever I am, deal!
See? I think it's a deal.
Alright, well, let's see. It sounds like they're already up in the main room, so you got two choices. You can go back up the way you came, and that'll get you in the back room there, of course. Now, if you take that doorway out, you can get right to the main room, but if you go outside the courtyard, of course, you'll be out in the courtyard. Or there's this stairwell here. It'll take you up to a trapdoor right behind the bar. You might be able to do some damage to them there, but it's up to you. I have got to go deal with them, and I need to go find my crossbow. So it'll take me a bit to get up to you.
I'm
Well,
going
while
this way,
you-
Callum.
Oh, okay, and she's gone. All right. So while you deal with that, I will try to not let my friend get killed. Okay? This is all going to be fine. And Callum starts walking the other way to go up the main stairs
Alright.
to go back the way he came.
Okay, and Uthmara is going to go look for her crossbow, and I think I'm going to hold off for the fight for the next session. If that'll be all right with y'all, because I know it's getting late for a few of you. Stay tuned next time.
Find out next time.
Will our heroes survive?
So our only combat was the dwarf hitting a wall.
Will the wall calm down? Find out next time.